Hi there, this is Haddad here again. So after we have made the configuration of making the installation of the SAS and connected the SAS to the MikroTik router, now I would like to show you how we can make the configuration in a way that if I want to log into the Winbox, I can use the SAS database that I'm going to create, a username and password there, but also I will configure a hotspot, and then in case I connect to the hotspot using the username and password that I have configured on the SAS, then I'm able to do so. So let's go directly to the explanation. So here I am on the SAS. Let's log in again to the SAS. And the first thing that I want to do is I would like to configure a user. So normally before creating the user, you have to create a profile. By default, there is one profile that is created by SAS, which is 2 megabit for I think for 1 month. Yes, it's 2 megabit for 1 month, and then they put on it the price of $20 US. So it's 2 megabit down to 2 megabit up. But let's create one profile ourselves so I can show you how you can do the creation of the profile. So we need to create a profile in order to be able to assign it to a user. So I will create a profile, and I'm going to make a profile, say, for also 2 megabit per second. And then 1 month. Let's make it a bit different. So 3 megabit 1 month. And I'll put the price for it, let's say $25 US. And here we can put the download. So the download speed is gonna be 3 megabits, and the upload speed is gonna be 3 megabits. So the measurement is on kilobit per second. So that's 3072 kilobit per second. And the type, we can just say if the type is prepaid, means that it's paid upfront, or postpaid, afterward paid, if there is a fair access policy or extension. So let's say that it is prepaid. And here you can add the VAT if you want to add VAT. Now, other things you can do over here. So I'm not going to pass through all of those, just the most important things. So the service limit. So the limit expiration, we said it's going to be for 1 month. So I will enable it, and I will say it's going to be for 1 month. The limit uptime, so how long they can use it. So the uptime, we can put it over here. I'm not gonna make it now. So you can just say maybe 20 hours per month or something like that. I'm not gonna make it. The limit download, so that's how much download they can do as a quota. We can make it also on the upload or on the total. So meaning the limit traffic means the total of the upload and download, you can put it here. So I'm not gonna make it. You can make daily limits, how much per day they can use. So you can see there are a lot of features. Now, what is important is that over here, we have to use the NAS IP pool. So let me create on the MikroTik router a pool from where the IP addresses will be provided. So I will make a pool, and I will call it, for example, pool 1, and then we say that it is 10 dot for example 60.60.1.2 until 10.60.60.254. So I will copy the name pool 1, apply, and then I will go over here, and then I will put the name to be over here for the pool. And that's pretty much. So there are a lot of things you can do here. We're not going to pass through all of those. So that's it. And now I will say here submit. So this is the profile has been created. Let's create now the user. So we create a user, and let's create a new user, and just give it the username, for example, test1. Password, I will just make it very simple, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Please don't use this weak password. Normally you should use a better password, but I'm gonna use that easy one. And then we create here the profile. We select the 3 megabit 1 month. Okay, and now if you want to give portal access to the user, you can give him the password. If you want to allow the MAC addresses, you can just put the MAC address of the user here. You can put personal information, over here the how many sessions it can open. So by default it's only one, but if you want to allow him to open on, for example, phone, on the computer, on the tablet, on whatever, you can increase it, you can put it more than one. This is pretty much what I need to do now. So let's remember test one, and the password is 126, and then I will say here submit. So this is all what you need to do. Then you have to go inside test one, and then you should activate it. You just click on activate, and then you say activate. You can issue an invoice if you want. It's not important for now, the invoice. So that's all what I need to do. So if I go back to the user, we can see that test one is active now. Very good. Now let's use test one to be able to see if we can log into the Winbox using that one. So let's go to the MikroTik router. And on the MikroTik router, if we go again to the Radius, what we need to do here, so remember that's something we did last lab. So all I need to do now is just to select the login, and then I will say okay, and then I will go to this system, and we go to user, and here we have AAA. Settings, we don't have to do anything, just AAA. So normally it's without checking, so I will check this one, use Radius, and then the default group, that whenever someone use an account from Radius, he will go to the default group, which is full, means admin, which is this group showing over here. Very good. Let's log out, disconnect, and I will connect again to the IP address of the MikroTik router, and I will put test1 with a password 126. That's the password, and then I'll say connect. And here we go. You can see I'm able to connect, meaning that the Radius and the MikroTik are able to communicate to each other. And if I go to the user, system users, you can see active, it is test one, even though that there is no user on the MikroTik router called test one, but it's using the Radius server to connect to test one. Very good. So that's we are sure that the MikroTik and the Radius SAS4 are working together. Now let's do the hotspot. On the hotspot, because I have already created here a pool and I gave this IP for it. So I will go to the wireless interface. I'm going to configure the hotspot on this wireless interface. I will enable it. Let's check IP abridge. And that's all what I need to do. So that is fine. And now I will go and put an IP address on it to be from the same range 10. Let's check again what was the range. 10.60.60. Okay, 10.60.1/24. I'll put it on the WLAN one. Okay, very good. Now we go to IP hotspot. And on the hotspot, I will configure a new hotspot on the WLAN one. That's correct. This is the IP of the local address we make masquerade. That's correct. It will give IPs from this pool, 2.254. That's correct. And then none. And over here we say also nothing. And that is the DNS, and then we put here hotspot.local, and then that is the DNS name that I'm gonna use. Let's put it small letter better, and next. And now the hotspot has been configured. Let's check if everything is fine. Everything is fine. All I need now to do is just to come here. We'll check if the HTTP and HTTP and cookies are enabled. That's fine. And then I will go to the Radius and I will say I want to use the Radius. So I just want to use the Radius, and here you can put it for, so that is 1 minute. So that is seconds, minute, and hours. This is the Ethereum update every 1 minute. And yeah, that's it. So now we do have the hotspot, and the Radius should be able to communicate to each other. To do the test, I do have my phone here. And here we go. The phone is showing up over here. So the first thing that we have to do is to log out from the Winbox So I already logged out. So I will go to the local username and password, which is the local one and not the one from SAS, because I'm going to use the same one on the hotspot. Okay, very good. So let's go now to the phone, and we should see the hotspot. Here it is. So hotspot, I click on it, and it is connected because I have connected to it before. Or what I can do also, I can go to the hotspot.local and I will say log out. So just to log out from my account. And now I will try to connect again to it. So test 1 and then password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here we go, we are connected, and as you can see, I can go to Yahoo, I can go to Google without any problem, and we are connected to the hotspot using the test one. And all of those users we can just use them to connect to the hotspot, and it works perfectly. I just would like to say that if you are connected on Winbox and you have one-time session, so one possible session, so if you try to connect to hotspot, it will not work. So you have to log out from the Winbox and to be able to log into the hotspot. Otherwise, you can increase the simultaneous sessions, so to have more possibility to log in using the same account. So that is all what I wanted to show you in this lecture about how we can use the accounts that we create on the SAS4 Radius to be able to connect to the Winbox first and to also be able to connect to the hotspot. I have configured the hotspot, I have tried to connect to it, and it's working perfectly. So this is all what I wanted to show you in this lecture. I hope it was informative for you, and I'll see you in the upcoming one.